Hi, I'm JH, and in this video we'll be talking about Nikita Mazepin and his rather questionable racing career. And please note that everything I said is based on facts and of course my own opinion. Okay, so without further ado, let's start the video. So, if you don't know who Nikita Mazepin is, here's a brief profile of him. He's an F1 driver for the Haas F1 team, and son of Russian billionaire Dmitry Mazepin, which coincidentally is also the title sponsor of the Haas team. Now, before coming into F1, he had a pretty decent junior career, I guess, debuting in 2016 F3 series with High Tech, in which he punched Callum Ilott, then get banned for one race, so that's one red flag. Anyway, he finished 20th this season, then tumbled around in other series that year, achieving pretty much nothing. He then came back into F3 in 2017 with the same team and ended up placing 10th overall with 3 podiums, so at least that's an improvement. After that, he then moved to the ART team for the 2018 GP3 series, finishing 2nd overall over teammate Callum Ilott, whom he punched the previous season. Then he moved up into F2 in 2019, which didn't go really well. He finished 18th behind this guy. Anyway, Mazepin then moved to F3 Asian Championship, finishing 3rd, and then decided to give it a go again at F2, finishing 5th this time. Not really spectacular, but pretty solid. Nevertheless, it gave him enough super license points to race in F1, but it's not possible for an F1 team to have an interest in Mazepin, right? Considering there is a lot of good drivers available, such as Gil Hulkenberg, Nick de Vries, Callum Ilott, Robert Schwartzman, and with the reputation that Mazepin have, punching, the dirty driving, the attitude problem, there is no way he got an F1 drive, right? Unfortunately, his dad is a billionaire, who then proceeded to invest in Haas and became the team's title sponsor, on the condition that his son Nikita get a seat. Okay, moving on. Nikita is now in F1, good for him, not good for other drivers, team and fans. I mean, if you take a look at Haas social media comment section, it's filled with Mazepin slander. Anyway, with normal logic, if you have a bad reputation and not that much talent and experience compared to the other drivers on the grid, you should be humble and, not doing anything that caused controversy? Well, not Mazepin. Before he even raced for Haas in F1, he proceeded to post an Instagram story of him groping a girl, which, as expected, didn't really go well in the public eyes. He went on to release a statement that I'm sure was written by his lawyer that he apologizes blah 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 blah, and Haas responded to this by saying that they will handle this internally. In other words, means that there is no punishment whatsoever because his dad is the team's title sponsor, so yeah. Even before his F1 debut, this guy has already gave a lot of red flags. Oh yeah, and he also released a statement to respond to the public hate by saying that basically he let his racing do the talking, so we'll see. And, which you guessed it, in his debut race he qualified last and proceeded to crash out of his debut race in Bahrain in turn 3 of lap 1. So he's not really fighting the public stereotype here. Anyway, it was his debut race. Maybe, he need to get used to the car, and F1 cars isn't exactly the easiest thing to drive, so for now, let's give him a chance. Coming to the second round, he qualified 19th, not last, so hey. Because Yuki Tsunoda needed to change his gearbox, so he's still technically last. And he proceeded to finish last out of all the cars that finished the race, and this trend continues, qualifying and finishing last out of all finishing cars at the Portuguese and Spanish Grand Prix, until for the first time he finishes ahead of teammate Mick Schumacher, because he had an engine problem mid-race. So then again, yeah, he's still slow. Anyway, coming into Baku, he managed to finish 14th. Hey, that's a pretty good position, right? Even ahead of world champion Lewis Hamilton. Sorry, Sir Lewis Hamilton. And championship favorite Max Verstappen. So, that's pretty good, right? That's the case on paper. In reality, Lewis apparently forgot to turn off his brake magic system, which causes him to have massive driver error in the last few laps. And Max's tire decided to fail in the last laps of the race. And Mazepin apparently even did his signature dirty driving on his own teammate. So, then again, not exactly fighting off the stereotype here. Oh yeah, and to add to that, he even pissed off almost half of the grid. Not even half of the season here. So that really shows you about his personality. The people he pissed includes Antonio Giovinazzi,
What Mazepin is doing? What Mazepin is doing, honestly? Yeah, guys, this guy is honest. So stupid.
Nikitas.tv,
The idiot. Like I didn't do it on purpose. This
Okay,
guy's a
watch Alonso
dumbass.
pushing, watch him.
This guy's a fucking idiot, like.
Sergio Perez,
Oh, these bloody idiots.
Charles Leclerc,
Mazepin will never change.
Lance Stroll,
Fucking Mazepin has no fucking idea what he's doing.
Lando Norris, Sir Lewis Hamilton,
Reflex!
Copy.
Reflex!
and even Toto Wolff.
Mikey, blue flags. Mikey, this guy makes us lose the position.
So yeah, that's quite an achievement. And apparently he also said that he did not care about the Schumacher name and are not friends with me. Nikita, I mean, if your aim is to be the most hated driver of all time, then trust me. At this rate, you'll get there in no time. Let's do the checklist, shall we? Pissing off almost half of the driver's lineup, including your teammate. Check. Pissing off a team principal. Check. Treating your engineer like shit.
Repeat number again. Which number?
85.
I cannot do it, man. You're having a fucking laugh. I'm in Monaco.
Check. Pissing off most fans and the public. Check. Physical altercation with other drivers. Check. Sexual harassment. Check. To close this off, I think there is still a chance of him being a decent driver. Just not in F1. His current performances are already pretty bad, losing to fellow rookie teammate and made lots of errors. Even if by any miracle he performed better than Mick in the next rounds, I just can't imagine that any team in the F1 paddock would want him to drive for their team, taking account of his personality, public image, and, skill set. His only chance is with Haas, with a seat is that bought for him. A seat that, could be given to someone with, more qualified, but yeah, it's the hard truth of F1, where money is number one, and yeah, I would like to say, Nikita Mazepin is as bad as advertised. Anyway, yeah, that's it for this video. If you like it, please share, like and subscribe. See you in the next video and have a nice day.